guys, welcome to JoeGa Joy Fitness and to this beautiful Hatha practice where we're going to focus on awareness. So please be aware of everything that's happening in your body as we go through. If you do enjoy it, I ask please like, share, subscribe and then hit that bell to let me know that you have been watching. If you've got any comments, get in touch using the boxes below. If not, come on down and we'll begin the little seated observation before taking Shavasana. Taking a moment at the beginning of our practice to feel the ground beneath us, to feel the breath in the body, and to just notice anything else that's going on. So just take a little moment to see, do you have a bit of tension anywhere that's crept in? If you do, then maybe just send a little bit of breath there. If your back is feeling overwrought, you can bend the knees and just roll the knees together to support each other, and this will just take a little bit of strain out of the lower back. I do invite you to close your eyes just for a moment, if not throughout the entire practice. Turn inward and ask yourself, how am I? This salutation we give out to everybody else without taking time to notice self. So be aware of how you are in this moment, in this practice. And it's okay to be honest with yourself. If you're feeling great, then that's wonderful. Celebrate that. If you have the aches and pains, or if you have a little niggle or something that's bothering you, being upfront and open about it can help you to deal with it and work through it. Awareness is the key. Being aware of these things enables us to work through them to a better outcome. So if you don't have your feet on the floor at the moment, just bend your knees to bring your feet up there. I'm taking mine around about hip width apart. I'm going to turn my palms down as well. This is a little signal to say that I'm ready now to do a little bit of work. And I'm just going to roll my knees from side to side. So I'm just looking at a raise the vibration practice today. Looking to just lift us up, give us something to smile about in our day, feeling our way through some beautiful shapes, just seeing where we can take our body without pushing it to utter extremes. Just this beautiful massage on the back. It's all about awareness today, practice of awareness of how does this feel, how does this feel, how do I feel doing this? Where's my mind at? So just noticing as you move the little signals your body gives out to you. Without labeling, without judging, just total detached awareness. And let's let those knees fall to one side. Just in a brief pause here, maybe turning your head away. Noticing, being aware of the signals your body sends in this shape. And then just swinging those legs over to the other side, turning the head opposite if that feels good. And being aware of this shape on your body. And you don't need to compare it. Perfectly entitled to feel different to the other side. Maybe it feels very different, maybe it feels exactly the same. It's okay. It's the noticing that we're interested in today. Let's bring those knees back to center and just draw them in, and maybe place your hands on the knees, and I'm going to have my fingers facing down towards my feet, and I'm just going to take a little circle round on the back. So when you take the knees together like this, you'll notice that you're moving and releasing through lumbar spine, rather than when we move the legs independently and we get a little massage into the hips. This is more about the back. So just rolling the back around one way, drawing those knees in and then out again. Just using the arms. Notice my elbows bending as I draw the knees in and extending, but I'm never letting go of my knees. And then taking it back the other way. Just trying to keep an equilibrium in all that we do. So when we wind, we unwind. The idea is to keep the body in this beautiful homeostasis where we're not doing anything to create harm. Just take a little rock from side to side now, just massaging out. That feels good. And then I'm going to get you to roll onto your side. I'm going to roll onto my right side just because that brings me round towards you guys. Nice work. And just draw the knees up and the head down, and just take a moment here. We're just raising that heart up to the top of the body, just giving it a little moment. That Ida Nadi of peace. The soothing, soft side, just quelling the fiery side of Pingala. Trying to keep hold of those little tendrils of tranquility. And then making our way round on an out breath to all fours, please. Just position yourself, so take time to set up, spread the fingers, little curve of the hands to create suction in the palms of the hands, gripping with the fingertips, feet flat on the floor, and just dipping and releasing through the back. And again, maybe just closing down the eyes, really looking to see how this feels. Stretching up, letting the head drop, feeling the cervical spine opening through the thorax and then all the way down to lumbar, sacrum, coccyx, and just doing that a few times. Compressing and then opening. Letting the muscles contract and release as we go. Using the breath. Ujjayi breath works really well here if you know your pranayamas. Just breathing in the back of the throat. Listening to that wave-like sound as you use that breath, like the wind in the trees. And just keep that going for a few more. It just feels so beautiful for mobilizing the spine, opening the shoulder blades, releasing the neck. And then just pausing here in a beautiful cat arch, our Madhyasana. And then neutralizing the spine. We're going to take a leg behind us, just extending out that leg. So again, I'm using left one here because it's closest to the camera, but we're going to use both, so whichever suits you. Just extending through this leg, draw on through the core. So think about Mula Bandha, Mudyada Bandha, and just start to think about lifting that leg. So gripping through the root chakra, through the root lock and the sacral lock there, lifting up. Beautiful. And then just lowering that down, and let's just take that on side two. So pushing back through that second limb, that leg out behind, drawing on through the bandhas, and then lifting that leg. Just holding nice and steady if you can, and then releasing it down. And let's just take a little dog tail wag, so just rolling that spine around and then rolling back the other way. It's just all about opening up again, feeling your way through. Nice work. Let's just pause here, tucking the toes under and just sitting back and stretching out the feet. So hooking those toes under, pushing the hips back, and maybe you can even reach your arms forwards and open through the upper back as well here a little bit. Feeling those scapula protract. And then just resetting your hands so that you've got good purchase on the ground, lifting up into maybe about a 3/4 dog. So just something that is starting to look like Adho Mukha Svanasana, but it's not quite all the way there yet. Just nice and gentle on that body. Again, just feeling, where do you feel it? Do you have a shearing force through the wrist? Do you have a pain in the shoulder? Do you feel it down the backs of the legs or into the Achilles? Round onto the calcaneum in the foot, wherever you feel it, just taking a moment to just notice. And then let's rolling back down onto all fours. We're going to sit back into child's pose, Balasana. But you can take Balasana as you enjoy it. So maybe a traditional Balasana, maybe a wide-legged, less traditional Balasana, whichever you prefer. And just feel your body letting go of tension here. And if you want to bring the arms back, let off the tension in the shoulders, then please do that. And then we're going to lift and rise on the breath. And just allow yourself to come through cat-cow once more. Superb. Lifting and rising. So I hope you can hear me. I do apologise. This is the joys of doing things from home. We now have the neighbours mowing their lawn. So there'll be a little bit of extra vibration in this practice. Let's use that. Pause and hold in neutral spine here. Let's take that leg away behind us again. Engage those bandhas, draw that belly up and under the rib cage and raise through that leg. And then if you're feeling super steady this morning, take the opposite arm and come into your flying tiger. Reaching away, lengthening through, and then releasing down. Really well done. Taking those little dog tail wags, just rolling and releasing the spine, going a couple of times each way. And then setting up in your neutral spine once more and extending leg 2. Lifting the leg, finding that solidity there first, and then floating that opposite arm up. Reaching away. Really, really lengthening through. And then floating that down. And once more, just taking that beautiful child's pose. It's all about nurturing self today and seeing how we feel. So just letting everything go. Maybe again, bringing those hands back behind. Just releasing off the shoulder blades. And then coming back up onto all fours. Let's just see if we can climb into our full down dog now. Taking a little pedal through the heels. And just letting ourselves feel each part of this posture. Noticing where it feels strong, maybe making little adjustments if you feel that you're not quite in your perfect downward facing dog. And that's perfect for you, not perfect for anybody else. I always like to take a little ripple forwards into plank. Down dog and plank have the same 4-pointed position between the hands and the feet, so it's a nice way to just see rippling out into plank like this. If you've got your hands and your feet in about the right position for you, for your height and limb length. One more time, rippling out into plank. Beautiful. And then just bringing it into down dog. Let's take the feet into the hands and the hands into the feet, meeting somewhere in the middle of your mat. And just hanging out here, releasing down. And then rolling up to standing. Gather the vibrations and draw them home to your heart. Lovely. We're going to just take a little walk up to the top of our mat. Pause and hold here. Just find your Tadasana. And just offer out a little prayer of gratitude for this opportunity to practice today. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, reaching back into a back bend. Back bend gentle, not too strong. And then drawing through the midline as you fold forwards and down. As you exhale, lift and release to halfway. And then breathe into that forward fold once more. Should feel like water cascading over the waterfalls, this. It's very soft, beautiful, flowing forward fold. Take a step back on your right leg. I'm doing my left, but I'm working to the camera so you can see me. So it really doesn't matter, but just whatever feels good. And drop that knee down. And let's reach those arms to the sky. And then drop the hands down and straighten that front leg. And just drop the nose towards the knee. And then rolling forwards, bring the hands onto the ground as you step back onto all fours, taking that cat and cow, rolling through. Really nice. And the next time you come into cat pose, just sink the hips back, taking that child, and then slide your way out forwards. Gentle back bend here. Maybe you like cobra or sphinx or seal. Maybe you're an up dog. Whichever posture or position you're in, just again noticing how it feels on your body today. Take a breath here. Take a look out over right shoulder. And then breathing in, come back to center. One more breath, take a look out over your left shoulder. And coming back to center. Draw the hands beside you and roll yourselves back up into that downward facing dog. Taking that ripple out to your plank pose. Raise and lift the hips into dog. Walk the feet to the middle. Walk the hands back in and roll up through your spine. Gather and pull down. Take a little step back with, again, your right foot coming into warrior one. Reach the arms to the sky. Drop the shoulders down. Make sure you're not hunching your shoulders to your ears, please. And then drawing your hands into your heart. Just take a little position over that front leg, lifting up through the back leg, and maybe coming a little bit further down into a essence of warrior three. And then stepping that foot in and releasing. If you are a little shy of the front of your mat, step up, take a breath in. And bring the energy into your heart, give thanks. Exhale the hands to the sky, taking back bend. Flowing forwards and down, folding through the middle. Exhaling halfway. And then just hanging out in this forward fold. Taking the hands either side, step back with your left foot this time. Taking that knee down, release the toes and reach for the sky. Hands down, all fours, please. And just a gentle undulation. From cat pose, roll the hips back until you're into your child's pose. Just drawing energy from the earth here into your third eye. That centre of intuition. Mother Earth being all-knowing. It's got lots of good energy to give. Sliding out and then lifting your heart. Being aware of that spiritual truth. From your back bend, let's rise once more into downward dog, please. Taking a moment to just release off the legs before taking that wander into the centre-ish of your mat and holding here, rising up through the spine, drawing up and on and in, gathering those vibrations into the heart. Taking a gentle step back with your left leg and reaching the arms to the sky. Warrior one. Feeling how that feels for you. Draw the energy back home. And Jali Mudra, and just bring the weight into that straight supporting leg before starting to tip. Just gently as far as you feel able to go. Don't worry about the little wobbles. They're all beautiful extras. And then stepping that back leg in and gathering once more. Nice. Take a moment of gratitude. Move to the front if you're slightly shy of that top of the mat. Breathe in, lift up. Take that beautiful back bend, open your heart to the sky. And roll forwards and down. Raise halfway. And release. Flowing forwards. Stepping back on that first leg again. Roll your heart and just see if you can make the balance from here this time. So it's a bit more wobbly. Knee down if you need to. Reach those arms towards the sky. Draw the hands into your heart. Drop your back heel down and reach out into warrior two. Really well done. Looking out to that future. Keeping that touch into the past. Being ever present. Let's reach forwards, flip the front palm and take a sun warrior, Surya Virabhadrasana, reaching up. And then coming back through warrior two and into your Parsvakonasana, that beautiful intense side stretch. Feel everything opening and letting go here. Breathe and release. Coming through, straight leg at the front, lift the top arm, coming into Trikonasana, the triangle pose, positioning the hand wherever feels good for you to keep the body open to the side. So if you have dropped a little bit forwards here to get the hand lower, consider shortening the legs slightly and lifting up. Remember, we want to touch the sky. We're rooted in the earth. We're touching to the sky, so being higher is just as beautiful. And then rolling ourselves round back into that high lunge. Reach open through the heart here. Place the hands down and step back into your down dog. Just raising up onto the toes, please. Drop your heels to your right. And then raising up onto the toes. Roll those heels over to the left. Just adding in that extra little stretch. Rolling up onto the toes. Ripple and roll into your plank. Dropping the knees down, release the toes and sitting back. Relaxing child's pose. This moment of connection. Third eye to the floor. Reaching those hands forwards and sliding through. Taking your back bend. So Sphinx pose, just quickly for those of you that are not sure which one's which, or you're used to dropping into the same one all the while and you're not sure what to do. Sphinx pose, forearms are on the ground, elbows should be roughly underneath the shoulders, fingertips touching onto clavicle would make a nice big cross of the chest, lifting up through the heart, Sphinx pose. If you prefer something a bit stronger, you can draw the legs together, bring the hands beside the rib cage and lift a little bit into the upper back. And this is our Cobra Bhujanganasana. If you take the hands off the floor, you should be able to maintain this. We're not ramming the arms out straight. This is a really strong posture. And then if you're looking for something a bit more, you can come into up dog, arms and legs, really, really strong, legs off the floor. Beautiful. Let's take it back into downward face dog. And just release off that lower back. Lift the right leg to the sky, nice and high, and step forwards to the top of your mat. This might be one step for you, it might be 40, doesn't really matter as long as you get that knee over the ankle. Again, asking your body how it feels. It should always feel beautiful and accessible. Stepping in with the back foot, forward folds. Rise and climb through the spine, lifting up. Gather the vibrations. Set them home. Beautiful. Breathe in, lift up. Let's back bend here. Reach away. Folding forwards and down. Lift halfway. And release. Take a step back on leg 2, please. Big, long stride. Open your heart facing forwards and then lift those hands to the sky. Dropping that back heel down, please come into warrior 2. So just noticing how this feels. Strong posture for strong warriors. Flip the front palm and release back. Lengthening towards the sky. Don't let the front knee pull up here. Keep those warrior 2 legs. And then flip it over into your Parsvakonasana. So just reaching that long line. Remembering that you can lean on that front leg here if you need to. If your limbs are not long enough to reach the ground, or if maybe you're struggling to reach the ground, or you can always use a block or a brick or a support under this bottom hand. Take a breath, lift the top arm and straighten that front leg, looking for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Look for the triangles. This top hand is at the top. So try not to let it float down and try not to push it back. Keep it extending as if you're trying to touch the clouds. One more breath here. Pivot and roll around into your high lunge. And take a step back into down dog. Beautiful. Take a little pedal of the heels if that suits you. And then just pausing here. Bend your right knee and just bring that foot off the floor if you can, and just lower down through the left heel. And then just switch over. Just feeling that lovely lengthen down the back of the leg. Bringing both feet onto the floor now. Bring your body out into your plank pose. Lower down onto your knees, release your feet and sit back into child. Again, just connecting that beautiful third eye to the floor. Noticing and being aware of our intuition. Let's reach the arms forwards and slide through, thinking about what back bend you'd like to take this time. So maybe if you're always take a Sphinx, I absolutely love Sphinx. I feel super supported in this. I feel like I can really release my lower back. I'm trying to lift my heart. But maybe we need just a little bit extra. Maybe we need a little bit less, so just release it down. If you feel like you want a little bit more, Bhujanganasana, or even Utthita Mukha Svanasana. And then making your way back into down dog, wherever you are. Releasing off. Raising that left leg to the sky and stepping it to the hands. And again, remembering that you do that however you need to. If you need to pop the back knee down and help that leg forwards, please do that. Taking a step in with the other leg. Folding forwards and rising up. Gathering and drawing down. Beautiful. Just taking the feet slightly wider. So maybe mat width apart if you're this side on your mat. Maybe you like them a bit wider. So there's always this sort of controversy with Malasana, whether the heels come off or the heels stay down. So if you want to go shorter in the stance and your heels come up, that's okay. All right, don't feel that you have to get your heels down. You can always put a block under your heels if you need support. So you can always sit down with the block, but you're trying to drop your bottom towards your heels. So, you know, I always say this in all of my classes. Imagine that you are looking after a small child. And you know, when you're looking after a small child, you facilitate their learning, you help them out. You don't, you know, force them into doing things that they don't feel comfortable in. So if you want wider legs and your heels on the floor because you feel more steady, that's fine. If you're happy to be a little bit more on the toes and have the heels closer, that's fine. And if your heels go to the floor, fine also, okay? But just remember that learning process and that kindness that we always offer to so many others, but sometimes we forget to extend to ourselves. So just pressing the knees open with the elbows. If you can make fists and just push a little deeper, press the fists together. This can sometimes feel quite strong in the inner groin, but not always, I always find it's a nice strong stretch, but might be my personal opinion of that. And then just release the hands onto the floor and lift the hips. Just turn your feet to face forwards. So you're just in this sort of extended posture here. Just releasing off, and maybe just a little release of the knees. Sometimes this can be quite tricky if your knees aren't great. If your knees aren't great, you can come into Utthita Konasana, our goddess pose. You don't have to bend the knees. We're going to just come into a little bit of a wider stance now. Feet facing forward. I've got my hands on the ground. You may be able to get your hands down and just lengthen through. So again, just coming into wide leg forward fold. Prasarita Padottanasana. Lengthening through the spine, looking forwards here. Then taking a breath in and just seeing if you can fold down. So you might be able to fold to a hang. You might be able to fold onto forearms. You might even be able to fold onto forehead. So wherever you feel comfortable. Excuse me. And again, I love a block. I have to say, I love a prop. If you find that you can't get all the way down, but you can lean here like this, you know, support yourself. So good. It just gives you that surety of kind of releasing off some of those areas of tension that maybe are holding you back from getting a little bit deeper into a posture. And when you give yourself that little bit of security, you feel like your body can release a little more. So props are great. Just hanging out here for one more moment. And then lengthening through the spine, lifting up once more. Just maybe heel toe, the feet in. You can drop the bottom down. We are coming to sitting, so you can drop through the center, coming to sit in, however you like to, in a rather undignified collapse, or whether you come through a dignified release. Well done. Sitting up nice and tall, let's find Davison. So just pull out the sit bones. Lifting up through the spine, nice and long. Seated staff pose. So feel like that supportive staff. And let's just close the eyes. Bring the hands beside the hips if you can reach the ground. And just feel the presence of the energy around you. Nice work. Let's just take a little forward fold here. So taking it into Paschimottanasana, just reaching forwards. Again, you might need to reposition. So always feel free to manipulate your body in a way that suits you, that serves the pose, that facilitates deeper and better enjoyment of it. Just reaching through long. I love this one because it really releases off my back where I have my back injury. I just feel like this just really opens it up. It lengthens through all of the areas that I know I'm synonymous with holding tension in, the glutes, the lower back. And that's just because it's protecting that area that's broken in me. So something like this just really helps me to let go of that tension that creeps in. So finding those postures for yourself and practicing those is really beneficial. And it really helps me mentally as well, because it makes me feel like I'm taking control of that little bit of brokenness about me and trying to live with it and make it better. Coming up to sitting now, we're going to roll down onto our backs, bending the knees and just placing the feet on the floor. Lovely. Let's draw the right knee in, just draw it down towards us. And just lift the head up towards the knee. And release down as you breathe in. And breathe out as you lift up. Beautiful work. Two more, please. Breathing in. And breathing out. Last time, breathing in. And breathing out. Good. Let's just release that to the ground and extend that leg up to the sky. Just lengthening that leg over you. Holding the leg if you can. Try not to hold the back of the knee. The popliteal joint here, if you press on it, it bends and then it kind of takes it away. So you can either use a strap and you can lasso that around the foot. If, like me, and you have extremely small legs and you can grab the foot yourself, you can do that. Or you can hold wherever you kind of feel comfortable holding, okay? But just try and, I say, avoid the back of that knee because it will just make the leg jolt and bend. Draw that in and over, releasing away. And then let's pop that foot down and just drop the knees wide. Coming into Konasana, we've got Supta Baddha Konasana here. And we're going to lengthen the arms overhead. And just bend and hold the elbows. It's like you're making the most beautiful picture frame for your face. Framing that gorgeous you. And just smile here. Feeling the openness, the tranquility and surrender of this pose. Again, just noticing, being aware. How does it feel in the hips? How does it feel in the back and the neck? The legs, the arms, the whole body. Lovely. Let's just bring that all back to that semi-supine position to start, and draw the second leg in, left leg. Draw it down towards you. Pause and hold here. Just feeling this work on the colon. Breathing in, and as you breathe out, raise. Breathing in as you lower. Breathing out as you lift. And again, please, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Release yourself down, extending this leg to the sky. Again, holding the leg wherever you feel that you're comfortable holding. Taking a nice fleshy part of the calf there on gastroc, or you can take the hamstrings, just again avoiding that knee that will encourage the bend in the leg. So looking for straightness. Again, I love a strap in this position because you can really push against that resistance, really nice straight leg, and then you can work on drawing it towards you. I just feel like it really augments the stretch to allow you to get extra release. One more breath, bring that foot down. We'll take that Supta Baddha Konasana once more, just seeing, reaching the arms back, making that beautiful picture frame for the face, putting yourself in the picture. Feel the soles of the feet pressing together, knees dropping wide. And then releasing that, letting go, encouraging the knees back together, just bringing the knees in and over you. And do you remember at the beginning we did this gentle rocking from side to side and the knees both went together? This time I want you to think about the hips. So we call this swimming frog. So roll the knees so that you're rolling into the hips. One's going in one direction, clockwise, one's going anti-clockwise, and you're rolling them in and around. And this will just release off through the hips. Good. And then taking those circles back around the other way, please. Nice work. One more roll here. I like to place my feet down and just release the lower back. Feet on the floor, knees from side to side, and you can just kind of walk your feet out a little bit, and then pausing here, take a full body stretch. Oh, just let it all go. And release. Bring the hands down beside you. And just turn the palms up, releasing the shoulder blades. Just take a little rock of the head from side to side, releasing off the spine. Take a fake yawn. Open the mouth wide and then settle the lips together. Roll the hips, roll the legs in the hip joints and just let them flop out. And just feel like all of your skeleton has turned to jelly. You're just a little mush on the floor now, just so free of tension. Just breath, beauty and smiles. Let's just start to introduce a little movement into the fingers and toes. Maybe gently rocking that head from side to side. Slide the heels in and rock the knees. And then when you're ready, turning onto side 2 into that embryo pose. This time we're taking the heart down and we're putting it under pressure. We're bringing the fire of Pingala to the top, so we're getting ready to re-enter our day by just really re-energizing our body. Taking a breath. And then lifting up to sitting. If you have opened your eyes coming up, then just close them back down again. Sitting up nice and tall if you can here. Don't have to cross your legs, sit comfortably. And then raise your vibration to the sky. Gather it all up, all that lovely deliciousness, and bring it home. Bow the head in gratitude. Today I leave you with my mantra. I am safe, I am happy, I am healthy, I am loved. Say that to yourself. I am safe, I am happy, I am healthy, I am loved. Buddha teaches us that what we put out into the world we draw back. So I am safe, I am happy, I am healthy, I am loved. Namaste. It's been my absolute pleasure to bring these classes to you. I cannot thank you enough for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I really look forward to seeing you again really, really soon.